G'day guys, this is Big T. I'm in the workshop again. Today I'm fitting a set of Rockarmor Rocksliders to the Y61 Patrol. So the Rocksliders for the Patrol, they fit all Y61 models. So from your G1, 2, 3, all the way up. So as you see the Rockarmor Rocksliders, they come into 3 mounting points. So that's just going to give you that extra strength and extra safety. So in your fitting kit, you're going to find these bolts. So you've got your high tensile 8.8 bolts and you've got the nylock washers. Also you're going to find 3 of these larger plates and 1 plate that's notched out as so. So this plate here that's notched out, that's for your center bracket on the driver's side. The other 3 go to the back, 1 on either side, and 1's for the passenger's center. So to get started, I'm just going to remove the 2 17mm bolts on the front side of the cross member, and I'm going to remove the rear bottom flare. So I'm removing that bottom flare so when I get in and out of the vehicle, I've got a step. So that's why we've come all the way to the back, just to give us a full length step, the whole length of the vehicle. So I'm just going to raise the vehicle up a little bit now, take off my 2 17mm on the front, and we're going to get started. So just to get started, these are the 2 front bolts that I'll be removing from the cross member. And as you see, the long leg, that's the front of the step, so it's going to go into the front of the vehicle. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove these 2. Now, it's just an older vehicle, so give them a spray with WD-40, clean it all up before we put them all back into place. And I'll be reusing the same factory bolts that I've removed. So now we're ready for the front. The only other part we need to get ready is the rear driver's side. There's a little bracket that's sitting in between the chassis and the fuel tank. I need to remove that so I can get my plate up there and fix my mounting points to it. With the driver's side, there's no obstructions at all. It's quite easy. It's just on the driver's side, which we need to do a little bit of work. So just remove this little plate. Okay, so this is a plate that's sitting between the fuel tank and the chassis. I'm just going to get a hammer and screwdriver and I'm just going to smash that out of my way, just so that gives me a bit more leverage so I can get the plate in there. So just clear that out of the way there. Let's get all the gunk out there. Now we're going to be ready to put our plate up. So now we're getting into the fun part. So just a little tip, the tools that I've needed, I've got the WD-40, I've got a 17mm socket for these front mounts. I'm also going to need a 19mm socket for my nuts and bolts, and a 19mm spanner, and I've needed a hammer and a long straight screwdriver, and that's all the tools that you're going to need to get this Rockslider up on the vehicle. So now I'm just going to put my bolts back in this front mount, so I've got 2 mounting points, which is going to marry straight up to the vehicle, and I'm putting those up. I'm putting these in first, just so it holds the step into place for me, so once I go to the back, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so this is a center bracket with the notch. That's going to go in there as so, that's for the driver's side. Now, with the bolt, I'm going to put it in from the step side and feed it from the top of the chassis to pick up my plate. It's just a lot easier like that. See, it's hooked in place there, and just put your nut and bolt. And with the bottom, I'm going to go vice versa. I'm going to start from the inside out and put them all on. Put your flat washer, put your nut in place. So I've got my front, I've just done my center, then now I'm going to go to the rear and just put this flat plate straight up the side of the chassis there. And same thing, I'm going to feed my bolt through the top with a nut, and then I'm going to feed the bottom one through the inside. Okay, so all my nuts and bolts are in. I'm going to tighten up my front first. So the front is adjustable, it can move in or out. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got a nice gap there, and it's even throughout the whole step. And I'm going to tighten it all up. Now the passenger side is so much easier than the driver's side. The driver's side is just fiddly because of this fuel tank here, but it goes on quite easy. So I'm just going to go through, tighten up the center, then I'm going to tighten up the rear and just make sure it's all level across. So go ahead, Bill, just tighten that up. Bottom. Alright guys, so I finished off the Rockslider here. That's all tight in place where I want it. So this vehicle's ready to hit the tracks now. So little thing with the Rockarmor Rocksliders, this front section is modular. So you just remove this section and you can fit up a set of brush bars, and it's universal with any other brands in the market, ARB, iMan, TJM. Now with the Rockarmor Rockslider, we've got this checker plate which gives you that grip while you're using the step, and just underneath it there's a rubber strip running right along. So that's going to take out any vibration when you're going off-road. Another great thing with the Rockarmor Rocksliders is a dual rail system that's ran. It's got 2 rails and it's braced the whole way along. So whenever you're off-road, whatever you kick up underneath the vehicle, it's going to protect the body and it's not going to damage the paddles at all. Another thing with the Rockslider with the patrols is you see how the front kicks out and the rear kicks out. So that contours the vehicle, and also when you're off-road, you come in tight to some walls, the step will take all the impact and protect the vehicle from getting damaged. So this vehicle is ready to come up the hoist now. I'm going to get upstairs and run through it. Alright guys, so I've got the vehicle out of the workshop. As you see, really nice product from Rockarmor, really suits your patrol, and it's going to give your patrol that maximum protection, because as we all know, you patrol drivers out there really like to give your vehicle a workout. So the great thing with the Rockarmor Rocksliders is it's a full length step, so whether you're getting in the front of the vehicle or the back of the vehicle, it follows the body all the way through. Also with the Rockarmor design, they use a dual rail system. So anywhere that you kick up the rocks, or whether you land on a ledge, or wherever you're going off-road, Rockarmor steps are really going to give you that maximum protection. They're really, really heavy duty steps. Also with the Rockarmor steps is the front section, which is modular. So if you guys fit in a set of brush bars, you just simply remove the front section off and fit your brush bars on. So they're universal with other models out there in the market. So whether you've got a TJM bar, iMan, ARB, they'll all sit onto the Rockarmor steps as they're all modular. So there you go guys. It's a really easy fit on the Rockarmor Rocksliders. They look really, really good, and they're going to give you that maximum protection that you're going to need when you're off-road. This is Big T. Thanks for watching my content, and I'll see you guys on the tracks.